Welcome everybody back to the channel. I'm Shelby, aka 88 Fox. Today we are going to start working on tearing apart this guy. This is a 2003 Volkswagen New Beetle 1.9 liter TDI, which is a turbo diesel. The reason for this is we are going to be utilizing the motor, ECU, and wiring harness out of this to do a TDI swap on our Courier, which you can probably see hanging out right over there. So yeah, it's going to be fun, something I've been wanting to do for a while. Ever since I got this Courier, I said I think it'd be cool to do a diesel swap in it. I originally considered doing a 4BT, but a 4BT is an extremely heavy motor. I think they come in 700 pounds dry, which that little Courier has kind of a small frame. You'd really want something that's like a half ton or better to do a 4BT swap in. Not that you can't do it, but you know, you're talking a lot of frame modifications, beefing up suspension, those kind of things. We at 88 Fox run on a budget. My budget is not enough to do all that kind of stuff. So this TDI, this whole car, we got running and driving for $800. So I've already got the transmission and components sold out of it. So all I got to do is, and that'll bring it, and the guy's buying it for $500. So that'll bring my total investment thus far up to $300. Trying to sell the wheels, part out some more stuff on it, see if I can recoup that money. Also, cool, I almost forgot to mention, I've also got some swap parts for the actual swap itself. This is a W56 Toyota transmission. I got some stuff down there. There's another, well, we got like an intake for the swap. We've got an extra exhaust manifold with the turbo. Supposedly this turbo is bad. I don't know, we'll see. And got some other cool parts that I don't know exactly what all it goes to. This is my first TDI build. First time I'm actually messing with the Volkswagen in general. So there's going to be a lot to learn. Also got that is a transfer case for it. And then here's the W56 transmission. So yeah, I don't think that we're going to be going four-wheel drive, but maybe in the future, once I get it all figured out. Bell housing, some other cool stuff. Yeah, got all that for a pretty good price too. I'm glad I got this transmission sold already, because that is going to be paying for my adapter plate, which goes from the W56 to the TDI. Makes it pretty seamless. The only real fabrication that we're gonna have to do for now is we'll have to do motor mounts, probably, or definitely a drive shaft. We'll have to do transmission, cross member, a couple other things. We'll see what all happens, but trying to do this swap on as budget friendly as possible, and also just to see if we can do it. So yeah, so first step, tearing down this new Beetle. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so real quick, kind of my approach here is going to be relatively simple. Think about it as you're pulling a whole motor out. So you want to get everything off. So first thing would be, we'll remove the exhaust, unbolt all that, and then since this is a front wheel drive vehicle and we'll be pulling the wheels off, getting these axle shafts out, making it easier to come out. Plus that's part of what I'm giving the guy the transmission for. Then we'll be disconnecting and draining all the engine oil, the radiator hoses, all that good stuff. The AC already had a leak, which means I don't have to evacuate the AC, which is good. Or, you know, let it go to atmosphere, which I would suggest we don't do. But yeah, that's kind of the approach on the bottom side. And then we'll go up to the top side, start disconnecting wires, and we'll be labeling it. Since I am trying to maintain this harness, I'm going to label what everything goes to. Granted, again, I don't know much about Volkswagens in general. I just kind of know how cars operate. So there might be some things that I don't know that I'm going to have to research when I label them. Hey look, there's a little bitty intercooler. Cool. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be an interesting process. So here we are. All right. So we've got a couple things done, not nearly as much as I wanted to thus far. Mainly because I don't know everything that's going on in this car. I'm really not used to front-wheel drive vehicles either. And also, I've had to get some more powerful tools to be able to get, you know, some stuff like this off and so on. But essentially what we've done, we've drained all the coolant, the oil, transmission fluid, double checked to make sure that we were good on our pressures on our AC. Took the CV axles out the, I don't know, I guess you call it the rotor. This is a rotor. I don't know what this is, but we took them out of there. But we don't have the back side off because this has to get taken off by what's called a triple square. I didn't even know that was a thing, and I do not have any triple squares in here. So ordered some off Amazon. They should be here in a few days. Definitely filling some gaps in tools that I have. A lot of this stuff uses 16 millimeter. I don't have many 16 millimeter, so got to get some tools, some other things to carry on. But again, I'm trying to be really careful with everything, disconnect everything appropriately, because I'm trying to resell a lot of stuff. I've already got this transmission sold, as well as the whole shifter assembly, all that other good stuff. But yeah, not too much left on this bottom side. Blasted the exhaust with PB penetrating oil. Gonna let that sit overnight. Take a few more things off here, and then all that should be left on the bottom side is this mount, which I believe they don't even call it a motor mount or transmission mount. They call it a dog bone. I don't know if that's a Volkswagen thing or if that's a front-wheel drive thing, but yeah. And then we'll go to the top side. I haven't even gone to the top side yet. The battery's actually still connected too, so shows where I'm at. Not super far into it, but we're making progress, making headway. I did sell the wheels already for 400 bucks, which is cool. They were some Inky wheels that were on it, some old school Inkies. I thought they were factory, but they weren't once I got a little bit into it. So I bought the car for 800 bucks, sold the wheels for 400 bucks, realized I needed some wheels, got those. You can see those for 100 bucks. And so I'm starting to make some money back on this thing while still being able to get the things that I want. Yeah. Taking the radiator out soon before I go up top as well, or whatever, to make a little bit more room so I can drop this motor and transmission easily and without damaging anything. Cool. So good news, I think we're ready to pull the motor. Got the exhaust out, which was extremely easy with the penetrating oil. Got this dog bone out of here. Got all kinds of stuff just disconnected, so on. But boom! No front end. Yep, looks pretty cool. Let me go ahead and lower it. I can show you what all we did up top. So got the radiator out of the way and the condenser. I made sure to save. I didn't just like cut stuff apart. I saved everything because maybe in the car that this is going in, I'll try to do AC. I don't know, eventually. I'm gonna take the keep it simple route first, but who knows. So here's all the wiring harness tucked away on this side as much as I could get, as well as this line that I guess that's the clutch slave cylinder, clutch fluid, that whatever. Then you got your shifter, one of these, I think that's your shifter, and then this is your actual clutch. Again, not too sure, but I got all that disconnected from the transmission. The only thing holding the transmission in is these two bolts right here. And then on the engine side, tried to pull I pulled everything back. The only harnesses that are on this side that I kept on this side are the alternator harness. And then I think that, yeah, we have the fuel rail here, the fuel harness. Actually, that's an evap line. So, yeah, there you go. There's the harness for the fuel rail. Had to cut that. I think at one point in time it was jerry-rigged anyways. So, here's all your intake. That goes actually to the front of the turbo. I couldn't get this pulled off, so once I get the motor out of there, I'll be able to clean that up a little bit more. All your evap lines, let's see, they're over here. So, it's a mess, a lot of crap, airbox, tools, random tools. But a lot of this is stuff that I'm going to keep. I just got to go through it. And then you got these two bolts which hold the motor side in, and then the whole thing should just be able to plop right out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a harness that I'm missing, but we'll figure it out when that time comes. Here's all the crap I had to pull off to get to it, including the intercooler, side mount intercooler, kind of. Maybe that's considered a front mount, I don't know. It's to the front passenger side of the motor. Here's stuff that I'm going to keep. So again, the AC lines, etc. Yeah, she doesn't have a driver's side seat anymore or door panels. I actually had a guy that wanted them, and he picked them up and gave me 150 bucks. So we're still making money on this thing. But yeah, there's where she sits. In the process of doing all this, I made a huge mess. The power steering I didn't drain, some coolant I didn't drain, some other things. So before we actually drop the motor, I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup, also take a break because I've been at this for a couple hours now, and then go from there. I think I'll go ahead and do a time lapse when that time comes as well. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so normally what I would try to do is hook up an engine hoist to this and try to lift it out from there. I kind of want to just see if I can unbolt it and lift the car up, since I do have a lift, and see if I can just kind of make it really easy, get everything out of the way, and go about it that direction. So I think that's what we're going to do. Any backyard mechanic should have a spare tire just for this reason, to set motors on. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna lower the car down until it kind of sits safely on that tire, and then I will unbolt the motor mounts from there and back there, and then raise the car up slowly and just kind of see what happens. So let's do it. Now the good thing is, I don't care about that. So, I'm perfectly okay with cutting it off. And now, I think we're clear. Cool. And that is a Volkswagen TDI with a 5-speed standard transmission out of a 2003 Volkswagen New Beetle. We're gonna tear the rest of it apart, put on an engine stand, and then take some more pieces out of this, and then sell and scrap what we can. But yeah, success. Cool. If you like this, go ahead and like and subscribe. This motor is gonna see some pretty cool action in the future. It's gonna go in to that thing, and then it'll also be backed up by, let me get up there, that transmission. So it's rear wheel drive. But yeah, lots more fun coming. All right, take care.